Greetings, brothers and sisters. Just a few things to get to today. Kanye went on a rant, Ye went on a rant, and a couple of other things here. But let's start off here with Mathew Perry. Detailed ketamine use prior to death has my name written all over it. So I guess he didn't die from pickleball. He had a lot of ketamine. And he's been a drug addict for most of his adult life, or he was, and then it ended up causing him to have a collapse physically. At least that's what they're saying. I'm sure that they're going to copyright the music here, but this is from Truth About Fluoride, who you could find, I'm sure, on Instagram. One of my viewers sent me this. Kind of funny. The music itself will be copyrighted, but I'll just play you the beginning of it here.
You might want to hear it in your pod. You'll own nothing and be happy.
Well done. And this person here, I think they said it was in Brazil. They're playing music that sounds like it could be from Brazil. Anyway, this person's driving along, and a little fire comes out there. Person stops, gets out of the car, and there's flames coming in. She's coughing and, not moving quick enough. And so that happened. Kentucky family are stunned to find adorable baby owl in their Christmas tree after picking it up from the farm. Michael White and her family went out and brought a live Christmas tree without realizing a baby owl had already made the planet's home. The baby owl was later safely released in the family's backyard. Here's the baby owl here. It's not baby, it's at least full, it's adolescent. If you're not aware of this, there is a little tiny owl in the corner of the $1 bill. Owl is often, when people see UFOs or see some sort of alien activity, they often are, there's an owl that's associated with that activity. There's the owl there, right there. Bigger picture there. And then there's this owl that they have. This is not Moloch. Alex Jones called this god Moloch. Moloch is not an owl. Moloch is a bull. But there is an owl that they do a mock sacrifice at Bohemian Grove. There's this, as well in the original Despicable Me, the Minions, that guy, character Gru. And Gru, of course, is supposed to be a Russian hacker that was responsible for Hillary Clinton losing the election, that whole stuff that happened. But in the movie Despicable Me, these kids go into this guy Gru's house, and he's got an Iron Maiden. And this girl, the youngest character there, wants to go in the Iron Maiden and doesn't know that those spikes are dangerous. So she gets in the Iron Maiden, and the doors close, and Gru freaks out, even though he has this in his house. And, the doors close with the spikes on them, and then blood leaks out of the side of the Iron Maiden. It's actually her juice box, but he thinks it's blood, and he thinks she's dead. This is a cartoon for kids. And, this Iron Maiden has the face of an owl, right? So there's a juice box there. The Iron Maiden has a face of the owl up top. So it looks like an owl. And who would invent something like that, right? I mean, think about it. Like, people invented that. Like, the Iron Maiden exists. A box that had spikes, they put somebody in and the person would be pierced. Like, think about the sick Fs that have existed throughout history, all the stuff that's in horror movies. Like, it's just so messed up. But anyways, the owl is significant in some way. I'm not saying owls are bad. I like owls, and owls are, wonderful animals. Like I said in the other recent video, I've only seen them, like 3 or 4 owls I've seen, outside of a zoo and like just the natural world. And, there's something there associated with owl. Of course, there was the owl in the Clash of the Titans movie, a mechanical owl. And owls have been pictured various places, and there's some kind of, some sort of a power animal. Will Smith's former assistant, Brother Bilal, is standing by his claims he made about catching Will Smith and Dwayne Martin, allegedly Dwayne Martin, Will Smith, and Will Smith. If you don't sue me in 2 weeks, I'm dropping evidence. And so, I covered this extensively, and they're not suing him. And so this is kind of funny. One of my viewers sent me this.
These are Gen Z, which is the last one. There's no more letters. It's kind of hard to tell them to try. I know there's a continent of plastic in the ocean, and Hawaii just burned down, and California and Canada are always burning now. And there's aliens, and AI, and a pandemic, and probably a world war, but do your homework.
That's a good bit she has there. And, it's very truthful as well because, it's got deeper meaning. Because these kids are all depressed and they are growing up surrounded by apocalyptic themes and TV shows, video games, and the news, real life in the real world. And, they're not living real human lives, and they kind of get a sense that it isn't going to last forever, that it's going to come down in one way or another. And, they don't feel like they have a future. And it's not just, it's not some crazy theory. It kind of feels that way to all of us to some extent, and especially them. So this is kind of great.
Run, dead. Привет.
It's amazing that one didn't work out. Back to this one. I usually don't like these videos. People send me these videos all the time where somebody is reacting to, something going on, and it's kind of overdone. But that one's kind of great. So my wife told me about this, and then somebody else sent me it.
Turn Obama hair white. Romney, man, y'all don't do y'all facts. You want to talk about? Let me tell you, anybody ever talk to my red how y'all put me in a hospital? Chinese water torture. Oh, million questions. Everybody around me telling me I can't wear. You can't tell me the color of my hat. Y'all can't tell me no, none of y'all motherfuckers here with no Instagram, nobody living, nobody at, and I don't want to hear from none of these niggas Jewish talk about, oh, he's in an episode. Harley Pasternak followed me to the hotel. Then they killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boy sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak pusher.
So Harvey Pasternak was Ye's trainer, his personal trainer. And he has made claims about that guy before. Remember, he was locked up. He was gone into rehab a couple of times. The one where he said, "Jay-Z, don't send killers at my head." He was on tour, and he was doing a concert, I think, in L.A., and he came out, did a 20-minute rant, and didn't perform, and then left. And then they locked him up the following day. They show him being taken away in the hospital, and now he's claiming this guy, even though he was just a personal trainer, not a psychiatrist, not a doctor, they put him on a psychiatric hold. And then he came out, they dyed his hair platinum. I think he made a reference to it there. So, this isn't going to help him, though.
A trainer, Harley Pasternak, Jay-Z. You get what I'm saying? And then be hanging around these just for the money on some Mike Rubin shit. Slap the shit out of Mike Rubin. I see that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, fuck.
Okay, so this goes on for 10 minutes, and I don't want to beep everything, so you can find it. Kanye West rant in Las Vegas. He doubles down and triples down on the stuff to do with Israel or Jewish people. He says that all these people, including the people in the room and everybody else, nobody was with them when he took his kids, and nobody stood up for him, and nobody spoke about the stuff when these people stole his fortune, and he lost his Adidas contract and all these things. He uses the N-word, pretty much every other word. In a way, it's hard to understand exactly what he's talking, who or what he's talking about, and he swears a lot. You know, I've been saying for years that Ye is one of my favorite celebrities. His body of work has been epic. He makes good music. I have like 6 or 7 songs on my playlist. It was right around the time my wife and I got together, and I played that song. I hadn't really looked into his music or thought about his music. I thought he was kind of a clown. But he is kind of a genius, and he has good jokes in his music. It's kind of creative and, interesting stuff that he has. But in terms of the body of his life's work, it's epic. The stealing of the mic from Taylor Swift was epic. The thing with Mike Myers about the Hurricane Katrina, when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people, that was epic. I mean, he's, done these things, funny things. I read a bunch of his unintentionally or intentional tweets. He's done like almost performance artist stuff. And, he ran for president. He had one campaign event, wore a bulletproof vest. He wept a few times, talked about how he was almost aborted by his dad, and he wanted to abort his daughter, North, who was there at the time. She was like 7. And, that's where his divorce began. He had one campaign event. He ran for president. That was it. And then he kind of went away. The stuff with being that televangelist stuff that he did, and, the stuff with Jay-Z saying that don't send killers at my head, the meltdowns, the, various things. Usually when Ye gets involved, he makes the situation funnier and better. I'm forgetting some things, right? Epic body of work. But now, it's hard for him to, he just is spiraling all the time. And he says it's just him and God's protecting him, and he doesn't have all these other people, and nobody stood up for him. But in reality, he didn't say things that were only going to end up hurting him and hurting the cause and, or whatever cause there is. And it wasn't, something where anybody could defend him, because no matter what happened, he was going to lose his stuff, right? He was going to lose his money. He lost his shekels, and so he got desheckled. No shekels for Paulie, no shekels for Ye. And so that all happened. And so it's kind of funny. It's a little bit interesting, but he's spiraling a little bit too much. He says he just has visitation with his kids. There was a video of him over at the house, and he was taking his daughter to school, but he said his daughter had to burn or wreck the couch or something so that she could see him. I guess that's his older daughter, North, who is, a truth teller and is always telling her mom that her dress looks crappy. And I've showed you that before, either on this channel or my other channel. But it seems like he's, reached the end of his rope, so to speak, or they're going to, whatever he's doing now, they don't deal with well the people that control the system. And I don't think he's a threat to do any real damage to them, because it's so easy to pathologize him. But still, he's a hunted person, right? He's somebody who's, in one way or another, has been ostracized, and he's been given the, whatever kind of labels he's been given. And we'll see if they let him keep on going with this stuff, or they'll just take him out. I mean, it's hard to say with everything going the way it is. But he's kind of reached another level of, he has got some issues, and he's kind of gone a little bit more crazy that was the funny stuff he used to do before, right? I remember when he came out, he said his bipolar stuff with a superpower. Now he's saying he's autistic, but he's ranting. It's hard to understand everything he's saying. Some of the references I'm not familiar with in terms of the people and things. And he's talking not in a way that, he sounds like a crazy homeless guy. I mean, he still has some money and he still has whatever, but he sounds and is kind of like a crazy homeless guy on the corner who's ranting at people passing by, right? And so, he got desheckled. Only spirituality will save this world. Paul Romano definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.